Alright, so, little grocery haul for y'all. This is what this is how grocery shopping looks like if you want to stay sub 10% body fat, alright? Assuming you obviously don't have to eat the same exact things as I do, but this is how, basically what I do. This is how I do, okay? So hopefully you can hear me. I don't have a mic or anything, and the camera's kind of far, but I'm gonna first start with, alright, just the proteins. Yeah, probably proteins and then produce. But first things first, when it comes to if you're looking to put on muscle, lose body fat, and or both, you need to know what the fuck you're doing with your nutrition. Nutrition is key. One of the number one things, if not the number one most important thing when you go grocery shopping, is to have a list. Okay, that list gives you intentionality and it gives you direction, and then you stay to your list so you don't buy a bunch of random bullshit and then forget some stuff when you're out grocery shopping. Alright, so let's start with the produce. So I go to Sam's Club. I like to buy in bulk, but I don't do that every week. My goal is to do it at this point right now once a month, but once every third week I'll go and buy in bulk. So first things first, chicken breast. This is pre-grilled. It's already cooked. I really like this because one, each of these is like 12 bucks, but then also it's like I don't need to prepare it. I just need to cut it up. If I want to heat it up, pop it in the microwave or whatever, or I can just eat it cold. Right, put it in wraps, put it on my salads, all that stuff. All right, next is some deli meat. All right, deli meat, easy. For some reason, it's super low in calories. Not some reason. I have turkey and then Black Forest ham. You know, turkey, especially on the cut, super useful, super efficient because very high in protein while being very low in fats. Okay, so you get a lot of protein for not a lot of calories. And honestly, dude, when you make a sandwich or a wrap, it's maybe like, I don't know, at least when I make it, it's like the amount of protein I use is not even 100 calories. But I still get plenty of protein, I guess, in my sandwich or in my wrap. Alright, next thing I'll show, alright, these bacon bits. Just for like salads and putting in my eggs sometimes or in different food, for a little bit of healthy fats, I guess, and some protein. Alright, next thing I gotta go to the other box. Alright, this right here, shit's sweating. Alright, just barely breaded chicken breast bites. Again, very high in protein, very low in fats, but it is breaded, so with that being said though, I mean, for it being breaded, it's not super high. So per serving, it's 160 calories. It's 84 grams or 3 ounces. And then, what is it? 16 grams of protein for that. So 10-to-1 ratio, not bad at all. Especially if, you know, if you're someone who already eats like, I guess, breaded chicken type stuff, this is good. It's a good alternative. Most of the stuff out there is going to be for that same, you know, 16 grams of protein. Probably twice as many calories with the type of breading and the way it's prepared. But if you have an air fryer, pop them in the air fryer, pop them in the oven, and you're solid, bro. So, next thing, y'all know, love me some eggs. Your boy love me some eggs, bruh. If I have the choice, I'm getting brown eggs over the white eggs. I'm getting, you know, the ethnic eggs over the Caucasian eggs every time. Someone said that they're the exact same. They obviously never tried them. The yolk is a little bit, it's a little different. It's like, it's low-key the same shit, but it's, the yolk is like more golden than just straight yellow. And I don't know, I just like the brown eggs. Alright, last thing for the protein. Alright, bro, what's out the way? Alright, y'all know the steaks, bro. I always get the steaks when I go shop bulk at Sam's Club. I know some of y'all go to Costco. Pretty much the same thing, different names. But I always buy bulk, okay? Because the same price. This is about 30 bucks. The same 30 bucks if I go to like Target, or especially if I go to like what is it, Lunds and Barley's, or you know, one of those kind of grocery stores. $30 is giving me maybe half of this steak. So you get what, almost 4 pounds of steak for $30, bro. That's not bad. I get what is this, chuck, the baby ribeye, man. You already know it's decently high in fats, but I like the flavor and just I like the taste of it. So I think that's pretty much it for the protein. Let's move quick. We gotta put these in the fridge. You probably can't see everything right now, but it's cool. I'll show it again at the end. So let's go carbs next. Okay, so keto bread. I only buy this at Sam's Club because it comes in the pack of 2. High key, it's $10 for this, for the pack of 2. It's kind of expensive bread, but it's all good. I mean, all the bread is like, this keto bread is what, 40 calories per slice. Honestly, it shit tastes like fucking like paper, bro. It's not bad, but once you get used to it, it's you know, it should taste like paper, but it's not too bad. Yeah. Next thing, goated right here, bro. Catalina Crunch, goated. I always have to buy multiple because I mean, shit. I already opened this one, but I always have to buy multiple because this shit is gas, bro. I had to stop at 2 this time. I didn't want to overdo it and get 3, but usually I get even like 3. Alright, but this Catalina Crunch, bro, they changed the macros on these. This used to say 110 per serving, but anyways, this is 150 calories per serving, 36 grams, and 11 grams of protein. This shit used to be 110. At least that's what the package used to say. So who the fuck knows? I need to reach out to them about that shit. I need to reach out to them. Alright, next thing. High fiber wraps. Low carb high fiber wraps. What is this? So 60 calories per tortilla. Just solid for wraps. Honestly, when I make my eggs, I literally just eat these sometimes as a side, just plain. Again, they're only 60 per, so if I eat 2, it's 120 calories. If I make like 4 eggs, 280 calories. That whole meal is, what is that? Not even 500 calories. So I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, for the carbs. And I guess if you want to count it, it's really not a massive carb source, but we'll go into almond milk. It's actually not carb source, I guess, but almond milk. Okay, I get the unsweetened. I think it's vanilla. Anyway, I get the almond milk unsweetened. Yeah, that shit tastes like absolute ass at first when you're not used to it, but you know your taste buds change and all that when your nutrition changes. So this 30 calories per serving, which is like 240 milliliters. Yeah, 240 milliliters in 1 cup, only 30 per. When I drink when I eat a bowl of this stuff, I use maybe like 100 milliliters, and that's like, I don't know, it'd be like trace amounts of calories. But let's see what else. I guess I'll put this in here before I go to the produce. But PB Fit, say PB Fit, bro. If you like PBJs, peanut butter jelly sandwiches, I always suggest this, especially if you're in a cut, bro. If you're in a cut, go this way, go this route, because this literally has 1/3. Hey, bro, this has 1/3 of the. It says 1/3 of the fats that regular peanut butter has. 1/3 of the calories. So a regular serving of peanut butter is gonna be what, 2 tablespoons. It's gonna be like 180 calories. This is 60 calories for the same 2 tablespoons. Okay, so this one you might actually be able to consider as the protein source because it's 8 grams of protein versus 6 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fats. Whereas usually it's going to be like 6 grams of fats. Okay, with that same ratio, 6 grams of fats. Versus the 8 grams of proteins. And if you understand your macros, protein, carbs, 4 calories per gram, fats, 9 calories per gram. Okay, so that's why I highly suggest the PB Fit gas. Alright, let's go to the produce. So, strawberries, super low calorie per volume, really good for cutting, good for satiation. Okay, Another one good for volume and for cutting, spinach. I'm cutting right now, that's why most of these are, or all this food is based off of cutting. But spinach, really solid, very low calorie, very high in nutrients. If you're iron deficient, and get you some spinach, bro. I like green grapes. I've been really enjoying the green grapes lately, so I'll pair these with the strawberries. Because grapes, they're not super low calorie per volume like the strawberries are. I really love the grapes. Sometimes if I eat too many of these, I sacrifice too many of the calories. And yeah, in my deficit or in the cut, which I mitigate that with having more strawberries. You can also do blueberries. Blueberries are solid. Raspberries. Honestly, most berries are solid because they also have antioxidants and a lot of the microbes that you need. Alright, so grapes, strawberries, green grapes, strawberries, spinach. Next thing, peppers. I didn't get the other colors, the red, because I have some in the fridge. Bell peppers, again, very solid and useful in a cut. Very trace amounts of calories depending on the volume of this, but obviously I track everything, so but very good for, they're excellent for creating volume in your meals without sacrificing a ton of calories. Alright, and then onions. Ha! I love sauteed peppers and onions. They just go well, and I just like the red onions specifically in my food. Yeah, bro. My wrap sandwiches, all that. Jeez. Alright, onions. The last produce item I have is this watermelon. Okay, again, for the cut, the solid, because the water content of this helps take up, stomach volume and keep you fuller than just having, let's say, if you like sweet stuff, if you like candy or something like that. Watermelon, all these fruits that I was saying here, replace your candy with them. Obviously, way less calories, natural sugars, and it has the microbes you need, antioxidants, all that stuff with all the fruit. Okay, so something else I'm forgetting about watermelon. If I remember, I'll say it, but if not, oh well. Alright, just the last two items. So I ran out of this, but avocado spray. So this is virtually 0 calories. Okay, I don't track this. It says 0 calories on here. Now it has trace amounts, but bro, if you're spraying and dousing your pan with this, then you're cooked. But you're probably not having to use it a ton when you're using it. That's why they have it here as trace calories. It says 0 on the label. I don't track that. And then the last thing, it's gummies. So I train in person, and that's part of the reason why I always have this. But then also, I guess, looks maxing for the homies, for the fellas. Obviously right now I have a lot of facial hair, relatively speaking to what I usually have, but this is good for helping train, just getting the jawline. It's not really why I do it. If you get your body fat down, you get lean enough, your jawline's gonna pop anyways. But then also for, mitigating hunger. Especially, I fast every day until noon, most days, sometimes later. I've been not as strict about it recently with always getting to noon, depending on workouts and schedule and all that stuff. But in the mornings, obviously, you can get hungry, or when you're not eating, especially on the cut, it's solid. I would highly suggest getting mint flavored gum, or at least something that's not super flavorful or fruity, because it's gonna tend to make you hungrier, or not as. It's gonna allow you. The mint is gonna help keep your mind off of hunger a lot of times. Okay, so sometimes. Alright, so camera cut off, but that's pretty much everything. Okay, I'll pan over this in a little moment, but yeah, man, if you need help when it comes to your nutrition, getting your nutrition, most people need a cut, some body fat. If you need help with that, hit me, my IG and TikTok. Yeah, Instagram, TikTok, Specimen Lab, SPCMN Lab, all one word, no cap, or shit, no punctuation, nothing like that, no nothing, just SPCMN Lab, and then yeah, hit me in the DMs, and let's say use the word Let's use the word shredded, bro, because we all getting shredded. Alright? Everybody work with me, we're getting shredded, bro. Alright? Yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Otherwise, hit me on IG, TikTok, subscribe, like the video if you found value. I know you did. And yeah, all that shit, bro. Alright.